I'm going to be doing my best to provide a balanced approach to this video and give you some background. The other day we talked about the Batgirl suit being revealed officially along with the Supergirl suit, which has been out for a while for the DCEU. Now, this video is not a hate train video. I am not here to hate on the Batgirl project or the Flash or even Supergirl's inclusion. While I do have my critiques of how those costumes look so far, we have not seen the final movie yet. We have not seen the final projects yet of Batgirl or the Flash, and I still want those things to be good, okay? I think that it's worth getting that out of the way because some people don't watch previous videos, they just watch this one, and they assume if you say something negative, it's because you want to cancel the creator, want no one to see the movie, and you hate everything about it and want it to do poorly. That is not the case at all here. But I do want to talk about an issue of criticism in Hollywood and kind of a personal connection to it. To give you the background here, this was said the other day by, I am going to do my best to pronounce this individual's name. He is the co-director of Batgirl for HBO Max. Again, I don't want people to harass this guy. I don't even think you should reach out to him because clearly he doesn't take that well. But the other day he posted on Instagram, his name is Adil LRB, and I am doing my best there, like I said, to pronounce that, just like I would not expect someone from East Asia to pronounce my name 100% correctly. He posted that basically fans should shut the fuck up, essentially. Now, to actually get into the details of this, it was a meme where Robin's saying it looks like cosplay, and then Batman is hitting him saying, shut the fuck up and wait for the film. Now, this is very clearly directed at people who were making this comment about the Batgirl suit for the HBO Max show. And I do want to say that we got a lot of comments like this as well, actually, in our own video, where we were talking about this. My wife Jill and I the other day were talking about those suits, Supergirl and Batgirl, and just kind of what we thought about them so far. And we also did point out several times these are not the finalized SFX, CGI added versions of the suit that you're going to see in the movie. This is just what we see so far. And I even went so far as to say that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Charlie Cox's Daredevil, there's a lot of characters on the screen who have had garbage first suits on purpose, right? The human spider or just the black ninja Daredevil costume. By the way, I actually like both of those costumes, but my point is they were designed to look like they were made at home on a very low budget so that you could see the evolution of that character over time when they got their official suit. To me, that's already what I'm kind of expecting from Batgirl, and my main criticisms of this suit was not that it looks like cosplay, although it is kind of CW quality level looking, but more that I thought it wasn't form-fitting enough for Leslie Grace to actually mimic the Batgirl of Burnside look and what made that suit look good, okay? So to give you all of that background now, here's my issue with all of this. I don't think that this is how you take criticism. Now, if someone is harassing you, if people are going after your appearance, your family, dead family members, calling you a hypocrite when you're not, twisting your words and gaslighting you, trying to make things up, start a rumor mill, and spread a hate train on purpose, I understand telling those people to essentially kick rocks, okay? That is something I have done before. Normally, it's best to just ignore those people because you're giving them what they want anyway, right? The people who are going to be mad at this movie no matter what, at Batgirl or at The Flash, for example, some of them have their reasons for that, like they were huge fans of the Snyder projects and they feel like that dude got screwed over to the moon by WB. I still think he did, right? But I am also wanting these projects to be good. But here is my question for, I guess, the director who will never see this. Do you really think all criticism and all critique is bad? Do you think everybody who criticizes you is a hater? Everybody who criticizes you is someone who just wants you to fail or who wants to hate on you and bully you? Because I don't think that that's the case. I do get a lot of bullshit on this channel myself where people will take things I said and twist them around and try and make them mean something else, or where people will latch on to a small statement in a previous video and try and bring that into a new one and say, see, you said this in the past. You must be a hypocrite, you piece of shit. But, you know, those are like mean-spirited criticisms. Those are criticisms that don't have value. They are trying to bring you down. They're not trying to help you improve. And they're not just someone not connecting with something or respectfully disagreeing and telling you why they think that. It's just people trying to either dogpile you or upset you, essentially. Like, here's a good example of that. I guess it was last week, I think. The videos kind of blend together for me sometimes. Alex from Podcast Now and I talked about Kotaku, and we talked about how Kotaku makes everything political. Everything. They can't make articles without making them political. I'm sure there's a few, but for the most part, it just has to be an element, okay? And then the other day in the Batgirl video, Jill and I made a joke about how there are a lot of left-leaning feminist individuals now who think that the female body should be hidden, that it's not something to be proud of. And I've also made a joke in the past, and I know that this is a not nice joke, but it is a joke, that a lot of the times the people who do that are people who are not traditionally attractive. I understand that that is offensive. I own that. I don't take it back because I think it's funny and there is a hint of truth in it. But also, it's something where we talked about it because I said that I don't care at all when Chris Hemsworth's abs are glistening on the screen and he looks like a golden god. You know, if anything, that makes me want to work out, right? But I saw somebody take that and try and twist it and say, well, see, you said politics are bad in the Kotaku video, so therefore you're a hypocrite for mentioning politics. And you could tell who they, I guess I should say what political camp they fell in. Because they said that about the comment about liberalism, right? But they didn't say it about the comment where I made fun of old hardcore conservative people who think the same thing, who are like hardcore Christians who think the female body will make people sin, we need to lock it up in a vault and no one can see it. Okay, I made fun of everybody in that video. That's something that I actually try and go for, is a little bit more of the South Park approach. We are all idiots. All of us, okay? The smartest human being in the world is a moron. And here's why. We can never know everything. We can never know entirely what other people are thinking. We can never fully know someone else's situation. We can never have full empathy for someone else because we can never fully be who they are and in their shoes, right? We all have our problems and we all are dumb in our own way, even the smartest people in the world. And that's why I like to poke fun at different people and try and open their eyes a little bit to things that they think that maybe necessarily don't line up with what I think, or maybe don't necessarily line up with what other people think, right? That's not hypocrisy. That's just poking the bear a little bit. And people do it to me too. And when that's done in good-hearted nature, that's great. That's something that helps people grow, right? That is the Bill Burr level criticism. The criticism that's supposed to kind of point and laugh at you a little bit, but to get you to kind of open your eyes and laugh along. That's the point. It's not supposed to be the point of criticism that gets you to go home, lock your doors, and never go outside again. And my issue with these Hollywood people is that I don't think they understand the difference. If somebody comes into the comments and is like talking shit about like dead family members, or they're trying to mock my appearance, or they're trying to just get a rise out of me and gaslight me or prevent a straw man of something I've said, that is like harassing behavior. That is what you would call internet bullying, I suppose. Very easy to deal with because you either just mute the person or ignore them. They don't matter. They end up dying in obscurity anyway, and you're the one who made something of yourself. Almost everybody who gets that response from people is a creator, is somebody who's actually making things, and almost everybody who gives out those responses is someone who's not making anything, who doesn't have anything to provide. That should be enough to you to know to ignore that person, let them fade back into obscurity, or if it's absolutely egregious garbage that is not true, to address it and then leave it alone. I don't think the way to deal with criticism is to basically lump everyone who has a criticism of you into the realm of haters who need to shut up. I don't think that that's how you deal with this. And also, my issue with acting this way is that this makes me wonder, who is the project for? Who is Batgirl for, right? I like Leslie Grace. Okay? I liked her casting as Batgirl, to be completely honest with you. I thought she looked cool. I would change the suit a little bit. but that's it. It's just a cosmetic criticism so far. I don't think that the response of, you need to shut up and wait for the movie is really the way to go. What's funny to me is you could say this and say it in a totally different way. You could very easily, as a creator, say, listen, we love the fan feedback and the passion of the fans. We have heard you on your critiques and your love of the new suit, and we want you to hold on a little longer and wait because we think Batgirl will surprise you. That's a great way to say, hey, listen, we know you're complaining about it, but this is the suit right now. This is what it's going to be. Maybe there'll be a different one, in the future or at the end of the movie, but why don't you wait until the movie and then tell us what you think? That's a nice way to say that. You can very easily say this same sentiment without being a dick about it. And that's what I don't understand about this, because if your immediate response is to clap back immediately, right? It's not to listen. It's not to think about if there's any validity to it. And it's not even to analyze whether or not that critique is hate or whether it is warranted. Your immediate response is, you need to shut up and wait. Who is this for then? Okay? Who is it for? If my audience overwhelmingly tells me something in the comments, right? They tell me, hey, listen, you needed to elaborate on this point more. I think you made it so it didn't make sense. Or they tell me, listen, dude, Jay, the audio here is trash, okay? It hurt my ears. It's going to hurt other people's ears. You need to work on this. These are constructive criticisms. If someone comes to me and says they don't think the audio is good, my immediate response isn't, how about you go kill yourself? My immediate response is, I should go listen to that video and see if the audio is bad. And then, if I see if it is, sometimes I will ask other people. Like, I'll ask Nate, hey, can you listen to this video on your headphones? Or I'll ask Jill, can you listen to this on your headphones and then out loud for a few minutes? And I'll get some other opinions and then see if I agree with that. I don't clap back or lash out at people unless it's an unwarranted, angry, bully-level criticism that is designed to try and get under your skin, ruin your day, and make you feel like a human walking trash can. I just don't understand this. This is something we keep seeing from people in Hollywood. It's sad. Like, I don't understand why YouTubers can respond better to criticism than directors in Hollywood. That doesn't make any sense to me. And again, this kind of goes to show that a lot of people probably should not have social media. I actively take a ton of breaks from social media because, to be completely honest with you, some people's opinions really bother me. Sometimes I am a huge fan of something, and hearing a lot of people just dunk on it and hate on me because I like it, that can hurt my feelings sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. That is natural. Unless you're an absolute psychopath, at some point something will get to you on the internet. But it's about how you deal with it. There was an issue in my old Reddit community where there were some people trying to really gaslight things that I said and present like a version of me that wasn't true because of a couple of sarcastic jokes I had made in the past. And so, you know what my way of dealing with it was, to be honest, at the time, and some people are going to think this isn't a great way of dealing with it. I kind of evaluated that community, that Reddit community, and I said to myself, what do I get out of this? Not like money, but I mean like self-fulfillment. Do I enjoy my time here? Do I feel like it's worth it? Do I feel like I get to connect with people and talk to people the way I want to? And I realized I didn't. It kind of became just a breeding ground for negativity where a lot of people just wanted to dogpile anytime I did something that was remotely controversial. And so because of that, I decided I don't have an interest in this anymore, and I got rid of that social media. People can talk about me on Reddit all they want. If I see it, I might meme on it a little bit or make some jokes in a video or call it out slightly. But I don't go make a new Reddit account just to get involved in it because I realized that wasn't good for my mental health, right? It just didn't provide anything to me. But I think that these directors, these Hollywood creators, actors, all these people, they need to actually look at, is this social media worth it? Is it adding things to their life? Or is it just making them feel bad? When you show off a project and you are a co-director and a good chunk of your audience doesn't like how that project looks right away, I understand that hurting your feelings. Okay, you probably poured a lot of heart into that. And I understand wanting to lash out and wanting to rationalize that everybody who's critiquing you must be a mean, bad person. But unless they're being a mean, bad person, that's not how it works. Sometimes criticism is just criticism. There will be people in life who don't like you. There will be people in life who don't like what you make. You could be the coolest, best person in the world. There's people out there who hate Ryan Reynolds, think he's ugly, and don't find him funny. And I think he's the antithesis of all of that. But there's people out there who think that. They're not going to be convinced otherwise, and maybe some of them will, but to just straight up go on the attack, against all of them just because they don't like him, if he were to do that, all that does is make him look small and petty. It makes him look like he doesn't have anything going on in his life outside of the public perception of him, and thus we don't see him do that. If anything, he makes a joke out of things like that. And I just don't understand where that attitude went when it became such a clap back first, ask questions later attitude in Hollywood. This kind of stuff, it doesn't convince anyone to like your project, okay? The people who are on the hardcore Snyder train, the Restore the Snyderverse, who are already just straight up boycotting this project, who aren't going to watch it, do you think that this kind of stuff makes them more interested in the movie? What about people like me? People who have actively defended aspects of The Flash and Batgirl while having critiques of other ones. Do you think that this makes me feel like this movie is now directed at me? That I will be a fan of it? Or do you think it makes me feel like you took one criticism and just told me to shut up and go away? Why should I watch this? Because it comes off more like the second. I'm interested to hear what you think down below. In the comments, I do read them for the most part. Obviously can't get to all of them when we're this, big, but I try. And I do take criticism and critique into consideration. Again, if they're mean-spirited, attack type stuff, I get it. You tell those people to kick rocks and leave. Sometimes that has to be done, but not all criticism is a personal attack, and not all criticism is a reflection of your value as a creator. It just isn't, and if you think it is, you can't create, because there are so many people every day who tell me such horrible things every day, and it's why a lot of creators end up ending their own lives. It's one reason. It's why a lot of creators quit. It's why a lot of creators leave. I'm not trying to say you're weak if you can't handle that stuff. I'm not trying to say you should have to handle that stuff, but there are better ways to handle it than this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this and subscribe. This kind of stuff just makes me sad, man. It's just like juvenile. I don't get it. Have a fantastic day, and as always, everyone, stay shway.